Okay, if you guys are just joining, please jump back on. We had an issue. We had an issue. I am out of town. I am out of my home studio. And I probably should have canceled tonight, but I didn't want to cancel tonight. I didn't want to cancel it because I wanted to really have this conversation, but I apologize. I done lost Mo. So let me get Mo back in. Um, let me get Mo back in, and hopefully you guys will get back in. I didn't even realize that it had disconnected. The computer had disconnected. I did not even realize that. So I apologize. I don't even know if we'll be. Hey, Ish, you are the best. Hey! I am so sorry. We disconnected. The hotel room disconnected, so we're not going to stay on too late today. But I just wanted to make sure that we could have this conversation. Hey, Keisha and Love, thank you guys. I got to get Mo back. I didn't. We were sitting there talking, and I didn't even realize the stream had ended. So please jump on, jump on. Hopefully you guys will. People will will see this and get this message and jump back on with us. I apologize for that. This is just Michigan is not being good to me, but it is Valentine's Day. And it was important for me to make sure that we tried to have some continuity with you guys. I didn't want to cancel. But as a result, I have messed up the live. I have messed up the live. But it's all good. We're going to get everybody back in. Get everybody back in. We had almost 100 people on before. We're going to get everybody back in. And get started again. Get back started again. So Mo will join in just a second. I hope you guys are enjoying and enjoyed your Valentine's Day. I hope that you guys are understanding that regardless of what you actually are doing on Valentine's Day, what makes the day special is the fact that you are here, the fact that you have an opportunity to be here tomorrow. And so it's not really anything other than that. As long as you are here, you have love in your life. It doesn't have to be from a significant other. That is special. So let me get Mo back in here. Let me see if I may have to call him. I'm telling you, we were sitting there talking for a minute and I did not realize that the live had gone off. So I had to send him the new link. So you guys go ahead and come back in. Go ahead and do me a favor. In the spirit of Valentine's Day, if you guys could just put back in the chat where you are watching from, that would help us. I know we did that before. Okay, cool. All right. So Mo is clicking in. Hey, Kim Riley. Hey, KSA. Hey, Sissy. Happy Valentine's Day to everybody. Hopefully we'll get everybody to click back in because I got a clip from Ready to Love from the last episode. And we talked about this, but I really wanted to break this down because I made a comment on Own's page and I wanted to make sure we had a conversation about it. Hey, D, that is so dope that you are listening from Japan. We got Memphis, Tennessee, Pittsburgh in the building. That's what's up. As I told you guys, I am here in Traverse City, Michigan, in some type of hotel. But my husband always makes sure when I go out of town that he has my room booked. And so my room was booked, but I had a hard time. All right, I got Mo back. There you go. Man.
Long as you know it wasn't me.
It wasn't you. It was all me this time. It is all me. And I told the people I didn't want to cancel tonight, even though I knew it was going to be difficult because I'm not at my home studio and I'm in a hotel that's not necessarily set up for Traverse City, Michigan. They are not really set up for all this, but we're going to make it work. So, man, and you know what? The crazy thing is you and I were talking and I didn't even realize it had clicked off. And I looked over at the chat and it wasn't moving. And I was like, wait a minute.
I know now. All professional too.
And I was saying, we were talking about the Ebony K. Williams interview. Yeah. And I was just saying, it was really dope to talk to her. And the fact that I felt like she received what I was saying, and that made me feel really good because when she came I'm not going to play it here because it's actually on the channel. So if you want to see it, you have it. It's on the channel in the archives. But you know, when she mentioned the fact that, you know, there are women that were hesitant and very demanding about what men had because of what they've been through. And I came back and I told her, I've been a person that had that lived experience. You know, that's me. And I think that you just can't operate from a place of pain. I really feel like she received it. And I feel like we all have to look at that, no matter how many times we've been hurt, no matter how many times something hasn't worked for us. If you truly want love, you have to be willing to heal from that pain, which is the best thing for you anyway, and then to give it another try. You have to be willing to give it another try.
Heal from the pain, give it another try. Like I was saying, when we didn't know we were being recorded, wasn't being recorded. I think some people going to get it now. I think some people are going to get it later, but they're going to get it. You know, more life under your belt. You know, life happens, and you know, people aren't always stuck. I think she was listening with different ears this time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Even just to have you on, I thought that was dope.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I was surprised when they reached out to me and were like, and then, you know, when she brought up the Iyanla thing and I was able to share with her that I was on the show, you know, because that's how everything started, that big viral moment. And I didn't want to be like, yeah, girl, I had talked about it. I had talked about it, but I really, you know, it was a full circle moment, and it let me know that what we're doing is the right thing. Even these conversations and having a male's perspective, I really believe this is going to heal people, because there's so many relationship podcasts and all this stuff, but a lot of people, they're trying to go viral, and they're trying to go viral because they're saying stuff that they know is going to get people upset, right? So you've got all these girls saying what their standards are and what they're not going to deal with, and you've got all these guys saying stuff, but I don't feel like people are really trying to heal. I don't think people are really trying to make people restore people's faith and love. I think they're just trying to go viral, and you're going to go viral when you say the most dramatic, over the top thing.
But if they don't recognize they need to heal, then that's where it starts first, right?
That's true. That's true. I mean, I said I didn't think I didn't know it was me, you know, for a minute. So you're right. Everybody's going to come to that in their own time. We got Bermuda and Japan are listening tonight. That's huge.
Konnichiwa.
Okay. What would you say to Bermuda, to Janie?
I have no clue.
Bermuda, Janie, do you speak? Is it Spanish that they speak in? What do people speak in Bermuda? Probably just happily.
English, right?
I mean, but what is the native language is what I'm trying to figure out.
That's a great question.
Yeah, I don't know, but that's okay. She said, "What's up, Huguan?" Okay, so that is, you are in the Caribbean. You guys speak the Caribbean tongue. I sent her a care package. Dee asked that I speak to Ebony offline. She gave me her address, and I sent her a care package. And I definitely look forward to talking to her when she receives it. Okay, I did not know that Bermuda was one of the British colony. That's interesting. Okay. Yes.
Well, it's the thing. I told somebody, they asked me what did I eat yesterday. I told them I had steak, green beans, and rice-a-roni. And they laughed at me. Is that that's not cool, rice-a-roni?
I don't know. I guess I wouldn't have expected you to say rice-a-roni.
That's what it was.
I would. Well, I mean, was it rice? Was it rice?
This is the box. It's rice-a-roni. That's the name.
Well, it was rice-a-roni. Okay. Well, hey, if it, you know, what was it? A woman?
Yeah, there's rice-a-roni. Who eats rice? I'm like, it's a San Francisco treat. What are you talking about? What, she said it like I was eating pork.
Well, Aromatic said that it's giving single man vibes, because I
Well, obviously y'all never been to San Francisco.
people, I don't, do the people really eat rice-a-roni in San Francisco, or is that just a commercial, Mo?
I don't know, but I know on Price is Right, they gave rice-a-roni out all the time. So
They did. I can see Bob Barker giving out doing the rice-a-roni. You're right. You're right. I can't argue that.
I was like, because we live in Atlanta, so they be like certain food is played out. I don't know how good food can be played out, but I said rice-a-roni, and they just busted out laughing. I was like, let me ask somebody else. I felt like I was doing something wrong.
Now, Eve says she prefers Uncle Ben's because rice-a-roni is too soft.
I like rice. I do minute rice. I like rice. I thought I'd do something different, and I ain't had rice-a-roni in a long time. Anyway, it's not cool. That's not cool.
I mean, I don't think that you would have to say the roni part, like rice-a-roni. Like maybe you could have just said I had rice. You just had rice. You had steak, green beans, and rice. See, it starts out like a sophisticated meal, steak and green beans, and then rice-a-roni. It just takes a quick left.
Okay. I learned something new. I didn't know.
Well, I mean, no, but you know what? You be you. You be you.
It ain't like I invited her over. Damn, I just have
Is she somebody that was she suggesting that she would be able to cook a better meal for you?
No, she was like, so what'd you eat today? And I was like, well, I just got finished eating. And I said it, and then this big laughter came out, and I was like,
I don't understand. Well, okay, I'm not one of those girls. I am not from the South, and I realize I am at a disadvantage. I'm at a disadvantage because the Southern girls are the ones that are into the domestic stuff. Hey, Blondie, I give it to y'all. Y'all got it. I don't ever ask a dude, what did he eat today? That's never my conversation.
That's because
what?
I know that's not going to be your conversation, but
you know what? Let's put it out on. You know what? Let's do this, Mo, because I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but on this podcast, I am tired of people being in the comments. Christal, stop bothering Mo. Mo be going in on me. He just don't do it on here. So what smart ass thing did you have to say, Mo? What did you have to say? I said that I never ask a guy what did he have to eat. And then you burst out laughing, almost spit your wine out and said, I know you wouldn't. So what does that mean? What are you trying to say?
Not your thing to ask a man. That's not part of your, because if he wasn't married, Christal, you eat like a bird.
But I'm just saying, you act like you were surprised that I could cook. And I told you, we've already been through this. I told you that I was cooking for my children.
Okay. I'm just saying. And
you judged me. You judged me, and you have been judging me for years.
You just don't like, when women get together and they talk about they saw sales on.
None of my friends do that.
Different. That's what I'm saying. I know women, like if they saw a sale, girl, they got whatever on sale.
Really? Girls, women, do y'all do that? Let me ask the chat.
Women.
Huh?
I know women that do that.
I'm asking the chat. Are you guys getting together and talking to your friends about the ground beef on sale? Are y'all doing that? I want to know. If y'all are, I'll take it. I'll take an L.
It's in passing, but just home
at any point, and never in the history of never have my girlfriends ever called me, and never has it come up in conversation about any sale.
Well, first of all, they're not gonna call you for that. Let's be clear.
Hey, baby. Hey, my honey bunny is on.
What up?
I've never heard. I don't know these women. It's funny because I asked Adrian. I said, "Are there other women that are different than than my friends?" And he said that others. So, Adrian, do you know groups of women that are talking about sale? Girl, the chicken on sale at Albertsons. Who does that?
Women every day, damn it. What are you talking about?
I'm just saying, I don't know no girls like that. I don't have no friends to talk about sales.
Okay. I'm just saying. Domesticated home women. That's what they talk about. Talk about
And
shit like
Janae 281, so that's for a more mature demographic. I don't think we can get much more mature than this. But I don't know any women that do that. Maybe it's me and my group of friends.
that's your problem right there.
Anyway, Adrian says my friends aren't fun. All we do is get together and talk about work. Sick of this.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
What are these girls talking about?
Ain't you and your friends like going to some Asian country? Japan or something?
Japan, but we get together, we talk about how do we make our work better, how do we become better. I don't understand.
Work.
Anyway, we're trying to be great. We're trying to be successful.
You trying to be single. That's
I'm not trying to be single. Anyway, let's get on Ready to Love. Let's do our midweek recap now. I pulled this clip. Now, I hope you guys are going to be able to see this clip because I am in a spotty hotel because it's in Traverse City, Michigan. For anybody that just joined, it doesn't know that I'm coming to you guys from Michigan. Please, I'm going to come back on. I got another device.
Don't risk it.
Don't risk it?
Risk it.
No, we got to because I want to talk about it.
Set it up. Just explain.
I'm gonna play it, and we're gonna come back on. We're gonna have a good time. Now, this is why I'm setting this up because I feel like this is something we need to talk about. This was from the Pajama Jam, and I'm gonna say this: I feel like the producers are irresponsible, and I'll say that because I feel like when you put grown adults, you keep putting them in situations to create sexual tension so that you get good TV, then you have to take accountability for when things go to the left. So this clip to me, there's a lot of stuff wrong with it that I want to talk about tonight. And I want to get your opinion on it. I want to get the chat's opinion on it. And then we're going to talk a little bit more about the situation with LaRon and Koshia. But first, I want to play this clip that shows Alexis and Jonathan, and I want us to kind of dissect this clip.
I want you to whisper some sweet nothings in her ear.
Okay.
I had enough drinks already as it was. I just decided to get up and make some type of noise.
Is it? Oh. Wow. Wow. No. Oh my gosh. Wow.
What is happening?
You are, wow. This is extremely uncomfortable.
Time!
I didn't realize he felt this strongly, and this is just a totally awkward situation. It's a lot. Can we please get up? That was a lot.
Brother.
I'm gonna let you go first because you and I talked about this offline.
I really think it was less about her and more about the other gentleman in the room. That's what I really think.
Yeah.
I think all the guys were doing that, but he took it to another level. And even when they cut, he should have cut. I don't know what he's trying to prove to them or stand out or she's mine, or maybe he thought he was going to get some rhythm back, but it didn't work.
Okay, I'm going to read you my comment, and I put this on the own Instagram. I said, unfortunately, there is a disconnect with men and women in situations like this. Anyone can see that Alexis is completely uncomfortable at the way Jonathan comes over and picks her up. We as women need to be more vocal when a man disrespects our boundaries. It can seem harmless, but if that woman felt uncomfortable, it's a violation. What was interesting is that the women even the other women in the room, some of them were clapping. I mean, of course, we don't know the edit. And I don't think that Jonathan meant to be inappropriate. I think that he said he was drunk. You know, he had too many drinks. And when you add liquor and male ego, like you just said, Mo, he was doing it for the other guys in the room. He was not in control. The sad thing is, most women, when they look at that clip, you can tell that she's not excited about it. But the men in the room, I don't feel like understood that she was not just surprised, she was also uncomfortable. That was a problem for me. And so that's why you and I had the conversation. I'm like, but see, I'm almost certain that in those type situations, because all of us have been around when something happens like that. And a lot of times I feel like we don't, as women, let men know that, because she didn't say this was very uncomfortable until she was in her confessional. Right then, somebody else should have stood up, man, woman, and stopped that, because that was inappropriate. She felt it was a violation. It was not cool. He got up and picked her up, put her on his lap, and then was leaning over into her. And the other guys had to come and get her off, get him off of her. And I felt like that was something that we really needed to talk about, because I feel like women, number one, he was wrong. He was drunk. The other men in the room that were not aware of it need to be aware that that's not appropriate. Like, there are some women that would have been okay with that, but you cannot just assume that behavior is accepted until you have received an invitation for that. So,
but my question to you is this: if it was someone she was feeling in the room, so this is about her reaction, correct? Because if it was someone she was feeling in the room, and we did the same thing, because a couple of shows we talked about a man approaching a woman, and if she likes the man, there's certain things that he's able to get away with if she's attracted to him.
We do talk about that. That's why I'm saying, for me, that's why I like our show, because I can speak to the responsibility of the woman. You can speak to the responsibility of the man. And I feel like women, even if you are attracted to the person, I still, that behavior is not acceptable, right? Because I may think you're cute. I may have even done that if it was just you and I in the room together, but you are doing this to me in front of a group of people. That is not acceptable behavior. And I think that we as women, we have not done a good job of letting men know when our boundaries have been crossed, because for so long, when a woman does speak up, she is looked at as like, oh, she's talking too much, or she's going overboard. In last season of Ready to Love in Dallas, Habibi said to Janelle, when he saw that she had cleavage, her cleavage was he was drawn to her cleavage. He said, next time I see Mama suck him, or something like that. And that was inappropriate. Ooh. And a lot of the people acted like she was, being overboard for being offended with that. But that behavior, you see what happens when women call men out on their actions. A lot of times they are penalized for it, right? And it seems like, oh, you're the girl that's not cool. You are taking it too far. You're doing too much. No, other women should have said, that's not cool.
What about her being on TV? Maybe she would have, but she didn't want to look a certain way on television.
What I'm saying to you is that there should never come a time when a man feels like it is okay to come over and pick up a woman and put her on his lap in a sexual position in a public forum like that. Now, if she walks over to you and wraps her legs around your waist, and then that point is different. But you should.
Oh, how is that different though? Because that was unwarranted by him.
Well, I meant if the situation. So if he said, if the situation was reversed and they asked her who she was attracted to, and she said Jonathan, and he started, touching, and she finished it up, that's different. And you're right. Women, nobody should do that. Adults should not put themselves on another person unless the other person has welcomed that physical contact.
Do you think he had a bad read? Like, he read something at another time and he thought he had a green light to do that? I'm not justifying.
I don't think that you can have another read that would give you the right to come over there at that point and do that. Because even if I'm feeling you, what I'm saying is what we need to talk about tonight as a team, you and I in the chat, is to say that at no point should that happen, that there's never a read for that being acceptable.
Okay. No, I get it. I just, like I said, I don't know. I'm trying to get in this mindset to make, why would you think that was cool other than you being drunk? Like, what gave you to be like, this would be a good idea? And I'm thinking, okay, Chaz was in the situation he was in, right? And he got down on it and be like, yo, do you think I'm the sexiest dude? Whatever the hell he said, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, homie felt, I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out. I need to up the ante. You know what I mean?
I'm agreeing. I agree that that's probably the motivation,
Yeah.
but I think that that's not appropriate. And the fact that we all understand that he did it because he was drunk, we need to make situations like that seem inappropriate. If you noticed, everybody was clapping when he did it.
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah, I'm here.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I get you.
Oh.
I get you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're frozen.
Okay. You're frozen for me, but
Yeah,
that's the problem. It's like everybody was clapping, everybody was egging him on. That gave him the liquid courage to keep going.
So they read the room wrong.
And I'm saying that we have to make it clear that that is not acceptable. That behavior is not acceptable. Like, so I'm here at my son's college, right?
Right.
And they do conversations with the students that, you know, live in the dorms. And consent, what defines consent is a big conversation, which I'm glad to hear, you know, on college campuses, because really 40-something-year-old adults shouldn't be acting like that. But college students, that's where you learn that behavior. Like, this is not the way you touch a woman. This is not acceptable.
You're right. Did you know the NFL and the NBA have courses on this when you're a rookie?
They need more. But see, this is the problem too with that. And I said this today when I was talking to Stone and his colleagues. A lot of girls, depending on the man, the position of him, if he's empowered or whatever, a lot of them will allow certain things to happen from a certain type of man.
Mm-hmm.
Like you just said, NBA and NFL. If an NBA player who's got a great contract came over and picked up, I would say at least half the women in the room would have been okay with that.
Right. But now taking a step even back, now in college, you're able to get this money, endorsement money. You're making millions in college now. You see what I'm saying? Can you hear me?
Huh?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
I don't know what's going on. I feel I can't. I'm sure it's my computer, but I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Damn.
Can you hear me?
I can't hear you. This is the thing. The clip, yes. Alexia says the women were cheering and laughing. Yeah, I can hear you now. The women were all cheering and laughing. That is a problem.
Right. So maybe they misread the room too.
The women did?
I mean, else why would they be cheering and laughing?
I think our culture this is one of the ways our culture does not protect women. And I don't even think women understand when they're left unprotected. That's one of the problems. If we look at that clip again, you can see everybody in the room is okay with it. Everybody in the room is okay with it. And she doesn't even voice how uncomfortable she is until she's by herself.
The wild part is, and they're not going to say this part, and nobody says this part, that same reaction you got on there with the women cheering, believe it or not, sometimes that's what you got in Freaknik. How about that?
No, I believe it.
It's
I
real.
believe it.
It's real.
I believe it.
It's
Yeah.
real. Not all the time, but there were times when I've seen that. The women cheering each other and smacking each other on the butt, and the guys come in and, at first, but then when it gets crazy, that's when and that's why it always bugged me out. It was like, all right, now we're turning into you dudes are
But it's a slippery slope. It's a slippery slope between that and this. I'm going to play the clip one more time. Hopefully my computer will let it go. Just because
thing, man, you gonna keep. I'm telling you.
I'm just playing because I want people to see the reaction, and then we're gonna leave it alone. Let's just try one more time.
She whispered some sweet nothings in her ear.
Okay.
Okay.
I had enough drinks already as it was. I just decided to get up and make some type of noise.
Is it? Oh. Wow. Wow. No. Oh my gosh. Wow.
What is happening?
Wow. This is extremely uncomfortable.
Time!
I didn't realize he felt this strongly, and this is just a totally awkward situation. It's a lot. Can we please get up? That was a lot.
Yeah. So, okay.
The caressing of the back of his head did not help. It should have been more of this.
Yeah. No, you're right. You're right. I think that's why it's important to hear from men on where the boundaries need to be drawn. And I also saw in that clip, that time I watched it, she did actually started the situation. I think she didn't like the fact what men don't understand is funny because you guys know I ride horses, right? So a lot of times I would ask, I tell a guy I was dating or something that I rode horses, and they'll say, I don't like horses. I'm scared of them because it's something that's bigger than me that I can't control. And I'm thinking, like, as a woman, a man is always that for me. So we are used to being around things that are able to physically control us. You guys see, she couldn't get up. She couldn't get out of that embrace on her own. Even Alonzo and actually Rashina was like I saw her face off to the side. There were some women that were clapping. Patrice was clapping. Rashina was like, so you could see different people had different responses. But I think that we have to understand as women, there's a reason. And this is an uncomfortable conversation, but I think this is one that's true. I was raised old school where my mom told me, don't be drunk. When you get drunk, you are no longer able to handle yourself. So do not do that. If it's never a woman's fault when she gets raped, but don't put yourself in situations where you're not in control around a group of men. Don't do that. And so, also, if you because what may be a boundary for you may not be a boundary for someone else. So I think as a woman, you have to accept and receive that there are certain things that you can't do if you don't want to go to a certain place. And I'm not saying that it's ever okay for a man to rape a woman or to put her in a position where she's physically uncomfortable. But to your point, women, we have to be aware and make sure that we are taking care of ourselves and making sure that we are our first protector. You cannot expect a man to be a protector. You have to be your first protector. So I think, to your point, making sure that your boundaries are clear, and her caressing the back of his head and, interacting that way could have sent the wrong message.
Possibly. Now, I will say this. People talk about hood chicks, but a hood chick, if she wasn't feeling it, she probably would have punched them in the face. I'm just saying. They loud and they don't mind fighting dudes.
But when you punch a guy in the face, that's never a good idea.
I mean, neither is getting raped, but shit, something gotta happen. Like, come on, man. I'm with it. Like, and there's other people there. I think at that point, once they saw aggression, people would have died. It would have been a different reaction from the crowd. But when I don't think he seems like an aggressive person. No. If she would have got aggressive, like she was feeling it.
Right.
we would have saw a different reaction from people coming in. They would have dove in, and it would have been different.
Yeah.
You know, but some people, when they're nervous and things, they laugh a little bit. I know somebody like that. It's weird, but they do it, and it's a real reaction. Like they kind of giggle and kind of, it's awkward for them, and they don't know how to respond in kind of laughing manner, but they're uncomfortable. And you got somebody drunk that probably can't read that. You know,
and some guys that are not drunk, still, depending on how they interact and how they communicate, they might not have read that way.
Right.
I do want to ask you this: as a man, what would be your response if you see that type of situation happening? Like I remember we were at the the club that we were at. I think we've been out at social events before where people are drinking, and clubs are notorious for certain behavior. What do you think your responsibility is as a man if you're a part of a group and you witness that going on? Because I was surprised to see Alonzo saying cut, time, trying to get the response, and some of the other men got up and actually got her off, and she was, at that point, she was really uncomfortable. But what do you think your response? At what point should you jump in as a man that's there?
Once I see her being uncomfortable. Like in the beginning of that, I didn't see that. I saw her caressing the back of his neck. I couldn't see her face because both of their heads were buried.
Mm-hmm.
But when I did see the caress, so I would have waited a little bit, just to be honest with you, because I didn't know how to read that. But then, as it went on, then maybe you've seen it. They, like I said, they edited the way they edited. But at first, I'm gonna keep it real. I would have stood back. Now I would have thought he's bugging, like, Joe, you wilding right now. But she also sings with it. So let two grown people do what grown people do. But once I see the uncomfortableness, there's like, yo, dog, what you doing? Like, we out, yo, you about to turn this into something else. Just, I seen some dudes do some wild stuff that it's been a few times where I had to check a dude on, like, yo, you know where we at? Like, yo, chill, like, stop talking to her. She don't want to mess with you. She don't want to be bothered by you. Yo, chill.
Yeah.
Ego getting involved, and then me and him getting into it. That's happened. Like, we getting into it.
Yeah, no, that's usually where that goes. There was another, somebody else in the chat mentioned Dakia on Ready to Love. I think it was DC. And a guy touched her inappropriately. And he grabbed her or tried to grab her. And he touched her. I think it was like her breast. And she said something, and they did remove him from the show. But that I think that there needs to be a conversation, and again, I think that production has to be a part of that, because on these shows, when they're taping on reality shows, and that happens on not just Ready to Love, on some of the other shows,
alcohol,
they're encouraging the people to drink so that they can get those moments that will go viral. But I think we have to stand up as an audience and say that, you can't, because what people see and what is accepted on television, it becomes a part of the culture in a bigger way. And I think that's a problem.
Yeah, it's like I said, I don't know how you can have, especially sisters. You know what I'm saying? If you got female cousins, all of that, but especially, all my sisters are younger than me. And just to think, like, it's almost looking at, like, dog, you are coming off almost like a savage.
No, you are coming off. It ain't almost. It is.
You don't have no self-control, like, just to be touching somebody you don't even, like, breast, and like, yo, what is wrong? Like, you don't have no self-control.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it's crazy to me. Oh,
I'm glad that we talked about that. I'm gonna ask you about the other situation. I'm not gonna play the clip because we watched it a week and a half ago, but with Koshia and LaRon.
right.
So I know that LaRon did a conversation with Kojo from Little Black Book. Shouts out to Kojo. But I know he did a conversation with him about the fact that the situation with Koshia. Now, I'm not sure. People are asking, is he going to come on the show? I am trying to figure out how we're going to start doing our interviews. So we do know that we're going to have people on. You guys just give us another couple of weeks, and we'll definitely get some of these cast members on. But I want to say that I think there's something to learn from both situations. And just FYI, I put a link in the chat. I'll do that a couple of times tonight to the event on Wednesday on the 21st. If you're interested in coming, the Eventbrite link is there. We're going to have it open for the next 48 hours, and then it's going to probably close, well, probably at the end of the week. So make sure that you get your RSVP in so you can join us. We have men from all gamuts. We have some, I think the youngest man is in his mid-20s. Up to, we have Phil from Ready to Love DC, who I am going to talk to about this situation, and I can't wait to hear what he has to say. I think maybe we should have all the guys that are going to be on the show on. Maybe we should do that before next Wednesday. Maybe like Monday, we should have everybody join us. But I want to talk about Koshia and LaRon, because a lot of people have said that they like the way Koshia does check the guys and keeps the boundaries in place. And I agree that it's really important to be very upfront and not to waver. So when you tell a guy that you're not going to entertain something, if you say it, but then you entertain the behavior, just like in the situation with her and Alonzo, she said, I'm not going to talk about that. And you knew what you were doing. You were trying to be sexual. I told you I'm not going to do that. And he sat there, and then he went right back around and redirected, came right back. And she said, okay, that's what you're going to do. I'm going to leave. I applaud that. Perfect situation. Perfect situation. And I think that was a great teachable moment for women to know, like, look, let your no be no and your yes be yes. And if you tell a man you're not going to deal with something and you deal with it anyway, then that's on you.
But it go the sucker part of it though, right? And this is on the dudes. You do that, then it's like, let me put her in the bottom two and get ready to roll her off. That's that right there. Like, that's sucker stuff. I don't want to say the other word, but you see what I'm saying? Because that's the only reason.
Yeah, I think so. But I also want to say this as a woman. I think in that situation, that's right. In this situation with LaRon, we haven't heard the entire conversation because we know that we're seeing pieces and edits of the conversation. However, I think sometimes as a woman, and like I said in my conversation with Ebony K. Williams, sometimes we are looking for reasons to be disappointed. We're looking to prove that he's not what he said he was. In the situation with LaRon, anytime a man has told you they would do anything to be with you that early on, he's talking. As my girlfriend and I say, he's just talking because he got lips.
But I do say, I think he meant that type.
What do you mean?
He would like that type.
So you think he wasn't talking about her? He was talking about the type of woman that he wanted.
Or the type of woman that he thought she might be. We have a habit of doing that. And we see the potential, we see what it might be, and we invest in might be. The other woman, other young lady, Maya, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Maya's to play with.
And what are you basing that on? Just so that we understand as an audience, we understand where that's coming from.
Carries herself like men have miss right and miss right now.
Okay.
You know, if we really do. And a lot of times it's in our mind when we first meet you. You know, you hear the things about women, but they first meet you, they have an impression of you. And however you move will confirm or deny what we initially thought. Sometimes we're wrong. And then sometimes we're dead right. And like, that's what I thought it was.
I said, what would cause it? And Ish said, her twerking in dude's face.
That would, thank you, Ish. Thank you, loyal viewer. Yes, thank you. That is true. And we wait for that. Sometimes we check ourselves like, oh, I thought this was okay, she's serious. Now, I think he saw the potential where he thought she might be, and he invested in that. And he might have oversold that and tried to make it more than what it was on her, but he was basing that on potential or what he thought it might be.
Okay, I could take that, but I think,
and sometimes a lot of times I've been wrong, but
kind of like the girl at Compound.
Mind your business, Christal.
I'm just saying. I was like, you just missed. Okay, all right. Let's keep it. Let me keep it about this. I get that, but I think the problem is a lot of times women, we have to understand that just because a man says something, that doesn't mean that if his actions and his words don't align.
Facts.
Then, but I also think that when you're dating, sometimes the man is just talking and he's not, I don't think he's trying to be hurtful. I think it's just a part of the dance.
We don't even, I hate to say this because I know some women, and I even heard Christal say this about, they're trying to hurt. We're not really thinking about y'all like that. We're thinking about us and what we want. It's not so much about what we're doing to you and how this is going to make you feel. It's so self-absorbed. We didn't even get to your feelings yet. We're just basing it on the things that we want. We haven't even took the time to even think how it could possibly affect you. And this is to all women. I want all women to know. I know he's trying to destroy me. We ain't even get to you yet. I'm just about what I want. And maybe if I slow, I'll think about you, but we ain't even got there. And I know you think a lot of it's personal, women. It's not. We're just so self-absorbed and so messed up. It's just really, really a one-way street. And in the process, yes, that's what we are doing. We're hurting you. We're being this. We're being that. But that's not really I've never been around a group of men and be like, I want to destroy her. I'm going to make her. It's not even like that. It's really selfish. It's me, me, me. I want to hit. I want to do this. I want to do that. We ain't even got to you. I'm being real. I just want really women to know that because I'll be hearing this. He's trying to do this. I promise you, in the beginning, he's not even thinking about how you're going to react or how you feel. He just wants what he wants. And it's messed up. But I just want you to know a lot of it is not coming aiming at you. It's just some selfish BS that we're thinking. I just want to put
that is a hard. This is Valentine. These are gems on Valentine's Day. It's Valentine's Day, and we are talking about some hard truths. That's true. And I've heard that you and I've had that conversation. And I do think I will take a break from my positivity and be real with y'all and say, in situations like that, it does make you as a woman think that you have to protect yourself from men because they will hurt you. And you're not even you will just be collateral damage on the fact that he's selfish.
Yes. That's a big part of it.
That's horrible. And it would almost feel better if it was like you were trying to hurt me, because the fact that you just hurt me and I'm this hurt and it was by accident, that is, oh my God, I can't even begin to unpack
it's not
the emotional issues that comes in with. But I want to go back to something that, to the question that Alexia asked. She said, who switched up first is the question. Was it LaRon or was it Koshia? And so I want to ask you from your perspective, because when they were sitting there, and I'm not going to play that clip again because we did watch it several times. And I think it's even on the channel if you want to go back and watch it after this. But they were sitting there and, he's saying, I haven't heard from you. And then she says, no. And then she says, I told you I can't take myself out of the process. And he's acting all big hurt and he's really upset. Something else has happened, which he got into in his conversation with Kojo. But he seems upset. And then it's so funny that he's talking all this stuff. And then as soon as Maya walks by and the slight jiggle of titty is in his peripheral, then he totally does a 360 on all this I'm so serious conversation and goes over to nuzzle the jiggling titty.
Did you just say nuzzle?
He did. He nuzzled. He did. Not that he didn't nuzzle the titty, but he nuzzled her neck. But I'm saying, like, you could almost see the distraction as soon as, and then she said, and she was just flirting. He called me fat. And he said, I might have said you had a fatty. All this is totally in contradiction of what he was just sitting there saying to Koshia.
He started it. He started it, but I think she took it overboard. He started it. He was
Who took it overboard?
She took it overboard, but he started it.
Koshia did?
I mean, you can't control someone's reaction once you put some BS out there.
Right.
You can't control it. You could, I'm going to say this, and she's just going to, no. That's why you got to be careful on how you act, because you can't control the reaction. So, be careful. Choose wisely if you want to do that. And he didn't. I thought personally she overreacted slightly, but he started it. He called over there. He wanted to do all that. You should have kept it player. And I like him. To me personally, LeBron is my favorite person on there. I like him. Even when I saw that interview with what's the name, I like him. But I just think he didn't keep it play. He should have kept his cool and demeanor and let it play out and let her see what she's going to do. If you were the number one choice, so you didn't have to push anything. You just had to be there and not do anything extra. Keynote, guys, if they feel you already, don't worry about anything else that's happening in the room. Just keep it cool. You're shy. She already feeling you. After all that, she was still his number one pick. That shows you.
Well, Rosie in the middle says, seems like she started it by the abrupt stop of conversation. I think that it seems like she probably, okay, I'm gonna just be honest with y'all. I don't have no time to be pussyfooting around.
Get to it.
I got to get to it. He's not mature enough for her, right? And I think they're playing a game, and she probably is somebody he's very attracted to. But I think a lot of times a man knows when he's not really ready for that woman. Like he not on her level. She needs a more mature man. And I've said that before. I like both of them. I feel like he's just not ready for, he probably likes the type of woman she represents. Right. He's not ready for that right now. And that's okay. Right. Also, I feel like for the fact that he was showing, I don't know if he really likes her. He probably doesn't know exactly how to handle that. But I felt like there was a little emotion coming up, because even the fact that he couldn't play it cool, he was trying to make her gel. It was just a lot going on. Like, why are you so emotional? I don't like it.
Very, very, very good point. You got to think about that. She got kids. He don't got nothing. He sees the potential, and he knows what he wants in life, and he sees it right there, but he's not ready for it, and he's acting a certain way.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah. So I think that Koshia didn't need to exert all that energy on LaRon. I feel like her saying it's childish and I don't have, like, it was just like, ma'am, you're too mad. And I think that she just needs somebody more serious. But like when in that interview with Ebony, she said, when a woman has been hurt and you don't want to be hurt again, and Koshia feels like that to me. She feels like a woman that's like, I've been hurt and I don't want to go through that again. So you're taking all this energy that really didn't even need to be exerted with that, because this ain't that.
But why y'all investing so early? I don't get it.
Because more women be wanting the love. We really want a relationship a lot of times. And you know what the funny thing is? Men will accidentally hurt women that really want a relationship. And then by the time women get so hurt and you be like, I'm off of them, then they be like, what's wrong with you? You're an alpha female.
But what did he do in 2-3 weeks?
Maybe it was something that she saw that she liked. And it was the qualities that she wants to have. Women, I think, my son told me something. And I thought it was so funny. He was telling me, he had saw me go through dating somebody that he didn't want me to date. And that person, he turned out to be right. And he said, Mom, he said, you got to do like I do. I just hold back my like. And I was like, what? And he was like, yeah, I may meet a girl, I like her, but I hold back my like. He said, I just do like the Matrix and hold back. And women don't, he said he curved the light, right? And he showed me like how they, and I was like, we don't curve the light. If it's hard for us to do that. And so, but by the time a woman is able to do that, she's been hurt and she's bitter and she's tired of y'all. And so I think if men could realize it and hurt less women accidentally, then there wouldn't be so many women that are hurt and can't let go of that.
I blame the vagina.
I blame you all. You people are the problem. Okay, I want to talk about something else really quickly because I did a story. I'm gonna put this in the chat too, y'all. I did a story on Collider. If anybody watches Love is Blind, y'all, I am in it. I have another couple of interviews coming out, articles over the next couple of days on Collider. But I want to ask you this because you brought up this point, Mo, just now when I was talking about the maturity level of LaRon versus Koshia. So I don't want to give away a spoiler. And if you haven't watched Love is Blind this season that just came out today for Valentine's Day, if you don't want a spoiler, don't listen to what I'm about to say because this is a spoiler. But in this, but we've seen this happen in Ready to Love. And so that's why I mentioned it. So I did an article on the fact that a lot of times in dating relationships, when a person has children, that ends up being not necessarily a deal breaker, but it ends up being something that works against them. So on this show, on Love is Blind, and Mo, you got to watch it so we can talk about it later on this week.
Gotcha.
We'll do a special this weekend and talk about it because I don't want to do it on Friday. We can maybe do it on Saturday.
Okay.
But on Love is Blind, one of the young ladies in the pods, this show, people come in, numerous singles come in, men and women, and they can't see each other because they want to try to prove that love is blind, which is not, okay? But they talk through a wall and they get to know the person, and you tell the person everything that you want them to know about you. They fall in love, and then you propose to that person without seeing them. Yeah. But so one of the girls, she's actually really beautiful, but he can't see her. But she tells him that she has a 10-year-old daughter. Now, in my article, I said, I'm gonna read this to y'all. And I want you to tell me if this is true. So when you are on a reality show, and when you are on, or even dating, like on dating online, right? Online dating. If you are trying to get, a lot of times when people are online dating or, going on reality TV, they're looking for a fantasy. They're not looking for a reality, right? So if you are doing that, then you really are looking for fantasy situations, not reality. So a lot of times the reality of a situation, you don't want someone that is dealing with reality. You're looking for the fantasy. And so in this series, I said the season 6 of the wildly popular Love is Blind made its debut on Valentine's Day, which is today, obviously. The premise of the reality show attempts to prove that chemistry and compatibility are not regulated by physical attraction. Singles connect through the pods where they can hear their date's voice on the other side and get to know them through conversations and dating life and detailing life experiences. Every season, singles attempt to guesstimate the attractiveness of their dates by leading them down a journey of detailed questions. The fantasy that motivates most candidates is ultimately the same thing that often causes their pod romances to fizzle and burn out. This season, fans are taking on a journey. I outside of revelations about physical attraction, and for the first time in the show's history, parenthood is introduced. So a lot of times, being a single parent is not what somebody who is looking to experience the fantasy of dating the hot chick. They're not looking for a hot chick with a 10-year-old daughter that's a package deal. So when I'm thinking of the situation, even with Koisha and LaRon is beautiful, she is beautiful, but she got kids, and that's a package deal. LaRon is going to have to be mature enough for her and those children. In Love is Blind, this girl, Jessica, he can't even see her. She sounds really pretty, but she has a 10-year-old daughter. And yes, Alexia, she does have drug abusing parents and was in the foster child system. That is all a lot, but it works to what I'm saying. Like, being a single parent is something that, unless you are ready for a real relationship, you are probably not going to want to deal with.
Depending on the age of the man.
Okay, so let me ask you this. If a 50-year-old man is looking to play, is he going to want to play with a 42-year-old woman that has 2 children?
The fact that he's 50 and still willing to play is a red flag.
What age is it for a man where he should not still be wanting to play?
40. Late 30s, late 30s, entering 40. You should have got it out your system before then, but I've always say if men are married at 23 and divorced at 33, he's going to pick right back up where he left off. We all need about 8 to 10 years of being just us, but whatever.
But yeah. So I would say, in my opinion, LaRon being 32 years old with a 36-year-old Koshia that has a 15-year-old and a 10-year-old is just not.
Nah.
And on this show, I feel like being a single mom makes you a lot more serious because you are someone's mom, right? And you go ahead.
Now, but if you're a man and you're serious and you don't want to think about or want to know a woman that's out in the club and this, that, and the other, and for what I, talking to women, if you're a man, and you're into your kids, that's attractive. Well, the same thing goes for men. If you see her being a mom, that's a level of attraction to an older man. Maybe not to a younger guy, because he wants a partner to hang out with, to go to the club door. But when you think about, it's just different levels. Certain things start to be attractive when you get older that you never thought about. And the fact she's a family woman, she's into a kid, and she still can make time for, and you can see a space for yourself, you and her. And like where I'm at, I wouldn't mind. That doesn't bother me. You know what I mean? That doesn't bother me.
What if they were little children?
She would have had to have a baby at 40 and 30. That's,
I got a girlfriend that had a baby at 41. She got a whole 4-year-old right now.
I don't know. Depending on how much
I just think that my premise of my article is reality TV is not a really good place for people with children, because most of the time people coming on reality television, number one, they're usually coming on there to play and to become more popular and to get their brand out, right? They're not, and you don't want to introduce your child to someone that's not serious. For me, that was my rules when I was dating, when I had children. I was not into introducing my kids to people that weren't going to be around for the long haul. And you had to show me more than tell me. So I just think that it's unfortunate. The funny thing about this, which is why you should watch it. So they don't see each other. He picks another girl. She tells him she has a 10-year-old daughter. He picks another girl. He just can't get over it. He's just like, oh. And yes, to your point, Alexia, he did come from a more traditional family. I'll leave it at that. And they probably want him to have grandchildren of their own. I know for myself, my son is 26. I would prefer my son get with a woman that does not have children. Right. I tell my daughter, who doesn't have children, that she should not date a man that has children, you know, because it's just not something that she has to deal with at this point. And dealing with a man that has children is just, it's a whole nother type of ball game. But I also remember being a single mom and feeling like, you know, maybe, you know, no one would want to date a woman that had children.
And for the record, Vanessa, I love kids, but exactly what I was talking about, Christal. Exactly, I like that.
Are you seriously? Are you serious about putting?
What I just said, we're gonna keep this moving.
We are not.
But like I was saying, like that was funny. Women would close the door behind them when they were trying to date and have kids. They wanted to be accepted, but as soon as their kids got a certain age, they closed the door and they wouldn't accept nobody that had kids. I always thought that was a little weird.
Yeah, no, but I think it depends on what a person is comfortable with. I want to just reach out to our audience and ask you guys. I think that it would make a lot of sense for us because I know all the other shows are doing, you know, having other people, but I feel like Vanessa should be our first guest. I just feel like she should. I'm just going to sit back and see what happens because I really want to see. I want to see. Show me what's going to happen if she comes on here.
I can listen. Which one we do?
I'm just saying, let's see. I want to see. It's Valentine's Day 2024. I want to see.
Hey, man, you ain't said nothing. I mean.
Okay, Vanessa, this is an open invitation. We are reaching.
Dude, they was like, I want to see if Mo going to. Listen, man, let me tell you.
Because, okay, and I'm going to say this. This is why. Because the last time that you mentioned someone being attractive and they came on the show, you didn't really have nothing to say.
I'm attracted to a lot of women. This is different. This is.
Oh, so you're serious about Vanessa?
Listen, when you was like, Mo, I never see, because I don't see my type often. But when I do.
I ain't mad at it.
When I do.
Okay.
And I would just, you know, we follow each other on social media, on never mind. That's not important.
Are you in her DMs?
No, I have not done that. I'm not that type of guy. You know, I see her story. I replied to one thing of hers, and you know,
like some. I know one thing. I bet you if I go to her page now, it's gonna say Scorpio Moe like.
So I only liked one thing. The rest of the stuff that's not important. What is important is that I just think that sometimes, like, I think that people close the door behind them once they got what they needed out of it, or they didn't get what they needed, but they wanted to be accepted at the time that they were single and had kids. But then as soon as their kids become I don't want to date no more. I always thought that was weird. I'm like, damn, you wanted to be accepted? You want to accept a man with one child?
No, I think you can't. Like for me, I have 2 kids. It would be difficult for me to say I would not date a man with 2 kids. Now, I did not know that God was going to send me the father Abraham.
Right.
But I am, you know, it would not make any sense for me to date only person that to say I don't want any man with children. Now, what I have learned from my husband and I is that people parent their children differently. So you have to talk about that and you have to have communication. But I do think that it's hard to say what you wouldn't. The reason I can tell my children I don't want them to have you know, relationships with people that already have children is because they don't have children. Now, if they had children, I have heard some women that have children say they don't want to deal with a man that has children because they want the focus to all be on their children.
Exactly.
All in production said, Mo, don't do it, player. Keep your heart. Keep your heart. Great line from a great record.
Okay.
Keep your heart. So yeah, I just want to extend that invitation to Vanessa to be on the show, even if we don't, because coming on here, I don't want to give spoilers away for Ready to Love, but what I would love to do is talk to her about her experience thus far. You know what we did not do today, and I think we need to do it because it's Valentine's Day. Let's do our dating tips because we did not do that yet. And right. I think today is a great day I'm going to do mine first because it's Valentine's Day. And I think a lot of times what I used to do, because I used to give out dating tips before, right, to my friends, and it would always be about how to keep yourself safe and how not to do this, not to get played. That is the thing that me and my girlfriends talk about, how you do not get played. Not many of us have been played to the level that some women have been played, because we spend a lot of time focused on not being played. But what we also do is spend a lot of time not enjoying the benefit of love. And so what I'm going to say tonight is to go ahead and don't always be so afraid or so reserved about telling the man how you feel. Now, this is only to the other women out there that are like me. There are some of y'all out here that are putting it all on the line. And I don't know those women. They're not a part of my internal tribe. So I'm talking to you guys that are like myself, that are hesitant sometimes to smile at a man and make him feel good and let him know that you're feeling him. I think that that's a big part of being a woman. I think that that's what all of us really want to do at our core. But sometimes because we get so afraid of being played, we end up holding back. And as a result, like me and Mo always say, when you try to get from play, try so hard to keep from getting played, sometimes you play yourself. And so if you are, like me, and have held back on being honest with the person and letting them know that you like them and letting them know how you feel, you're really not playing. You're not going to get played by them, but you also are going to play yourself. So I'm going to say to the women tonight, my dating tip is to go ahead and show the man your softer side sometimes. I did that differently with my husband than I've done with other men. And I'm not a person that calls you all the time. I definitely allow the man to come after me. But I think even now I try to make sure that he knows that I love and appreciate him. I compliment him, because I didn't do that a lot because I was afraid of, if I showed my heart, that it may get hurt. But as a result, I think there's some people that I may have really liked more than they really knew. So I would say, don't hold your heart, baby girl. Let some of that out. Let him know how you feel, because there's no way, if you're being a good person, you're being honest, you're being authentic, and he fumbles your heart, that's really his bad.
There you
It's
go.
not your bad. It's really on him. And so there's nothing wrong with letting a person know how you feel. That doesn't make you a punk. It doesn't make you weak. It doesn't make you a simp or any of that. And so that's my tip. If you like somebody, let them know life is short. And I think that just like we like hearing how a man feels about us, we may not take it at face value, but I think they like to hear it from us as well. So, so Serisha, go ahead, and ladies, let a man know how you feel. Now, don't get crazy with it now and be telling people's husbands and stuff. Just be careful. Be careful with your reaching out. But I do think that it's good to let a man know how you feel.
Okay. I like that. Let me know. All right.
Oh, it'll be girls in your DM and all on your page letting you know. Girl, we've been done shows the recap relationship winners. You are a week and a half late.
Oh, somebody. Okay.
Somebody say, good evening. Did you all choose the recap relationship winners?
Oh,
you got to go listen to last week's show. Okay.
Yeah. Here's my tip. Tell them what they need to know. Be a little mysterious, man. Once they know everything, they done, man. Wait
a minute.
Hey, I'm talking. I ain't interrupt you.
Wait a minute, but I just told women to put it all out on the line, and you're telling men to take that information and hold back. No. Foul on the play.
That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, when you're telling her about yourself, don't be telling everything. Like, be cool. Tell her what she needs to know. Don't always give direct answers. What can I see you? Well, we'll see what's going on. I'll hit you up and let you know don't always be. Once she got you figured out, they get bored. And when women get bored, dog, basically over.
Mo, This
Hold
is
on.
not the Valentine's Day message.
I am not. This is not what?
This is not a Valentine's Day message. I don't like it.
You want a Valentine's Day message?
I want something that's positive. What is this game what is this sneaky game that you're pushing?
All right, you want something positive.
Yeah.
You know what? No, I'm gonna really sound like I'm on some BS if I do something. We're not there yet. We're working.
What?
We're not working. We're working up to liking her. We're not there.
Okay. You know what? I take back what I said, ladies. I take it back.
No.
I take it back.
No,
Because we gotta deal with this kind of BS. I take it back.
No. I will say this, and a lot of guys are going to relate to this. You know, we happen to put a lot of women on layaway, especially when we're young. What I mean by layaway is we know she's a good woman. We know we can live a certain life with her, and she's going to be right by our side, but we're not ready. But we continue to sell her things and tell her things to keep her holding on, but we know we're not right yet, which is not right, but I'm saying that's what we do. But what I'm saying, fellas, is if you got that woman and you're not ready, the best thing you can do is let her go. But if you are ready, it's all right to commit, brother. It's cool, man. It's you know, I don't know, everybody's from different places, but I know for a fact that when that right one comes and you are, and you're thinking about, a lot of times we get pulled away by Miss Right Now, knowing that there's Miss Right. But Miss Right Now is she's not a good woman. Let's just say that. She's gonna pull you away, and you're gonna be driving home, disgusted with yourself, going home to Miss Right, and she's gonna be happy to see you, knowing you were wrong. You don't wash your private parts in the sink. And
You know what? I'm gonna strike this from the Valentine's Day recap record.
I'm just saying, when you done wrong, you know it. And
What story are you retelling?
and there's shame on you, and you know it. And she's happy to see you, and you just got finished doing some unthinkable stuff to someone else who doesn't deserve your love. And we go through that. And what I'm saying is, brother, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. You feel that need to do all that, go in the bathroom and take care of yourself. But don't cheat on that girl. I can't think of that.
I can't stand you. I can't stand you. I don't like this. This is not the Valentine's Day message.
I didn't have a Valentine's Day one prepared.
Most of ours are in sync.
I'm winging it. You didn't tell me we was doing the Valentine's Day one. You didn't tell me that. I'm trying to wing it. Never mind, y'all. Go do what y'all do.
Why is he coming in washing his?
No, he did that before he got to the house.
He did it at the woman's house?
Yes. Never mind about that. Never mind. It's not important.
You know what? I know a guy that has done that.
We all done it. What do you mean, a guy? Every guy you know done it. A guy. We all done it. All of us. Yes, we've all done it. A guy? You tell me
I
what.
really hope that Ebony K. Williams never watches this show, because this may be a warning sign to her and all the other women not to get involved.
It's Valentine's Day. I want everybody to love the person you love. I'm dead serious. Love the person you love. And hopefully he came home. No, the real check, I'm going to give you guys real game. Forget today. Find out what he's doing tomorrow. But that's the real test. Now, what he doing tomorrow? I'm just saying. I gave y'all a free one.
Are you saying that a man will come home to his chick on Valentine's Day, but make plans with the side chick on the day after?
That's how you want to figure it out. I'm just saying, tomorrow is the day. I'm saying.
You know what? Since you did this, I can't reset the room. I am going to tell you guys a horrible story, and we're going to start over again on Friday. We're going to start over again with positivity on Friday. I know I have an interview that's running tomorrow that I'm going to put on the channel, but for today, unfortunately, something went awry, and I don't know that we can sage the room, but something happened to me last night. I was talking to Adrian, I was getting ready to pack. I was talking to Adrian, and one of our friends texted us, and he was cracking up because one of his friends, and I'm gonna say so this gentleman is not African American, and he enjoys dating the sisters, and so he has a wife with 4 children, new baby. And he is and she's also a Black woman. He is a Caucasian man. And he is just so smitten with the sisters. And I understand, because the sisters, I understand. But he is not able to, he texted my friend and he said, hey, do you know any stores I can go buy my new girl a Valentine's Day gift? I'm going to visit her, and I want to take her whatever she wants. She's a size 1, and she is beautiful, and I'm divorcing my wife. And I called my friend that sent me those text messages, and I said, you know what? I blame you for encouraging him to leave his wife. And he said the wife, the new girl was a size 1, the wife was not. I pointed out that the new girl has not had 4 of his children. And he said the guy was still doing much better. The guy then he sent pictures of the new girl. She's a lot younger. She's very small. And I was just so disgusted. And it was like, how do I keep encouraging women to believe in love?
How old is he?
You know, this is what I think the problem is. I think he's in his mid-30s, but the problem is he is a Caucasian man who is very, very smitten with sisters.
Oh, he got the brown sugar. That's what it is.
Well, no, his wife is a brown sugar as well.
Yeah, just can't have it. It comes in different flavors of brown. Yeah. Okay.
And now this new girl got dreads, and she's giving him the Erykah Badu, and it was just bad.
She make her own song.
And I told him, I said, you have got to encourage him to go back home. And Adrian said he is sitting up here looking like sunshine on Harlem Nights. He done found him a sunshine where the man was like, put your mama on the phone. I ain't never coming home. Like,
don't do it, brother.
Don't do it. I'm gonna send him this message.
Don't do it.
If you are out there, and I am really hoping that you will take heed.
Yes.
Take heed. The streets is never, the grass is never greener.
I get what you're feeling now, brother, but I promise you, you will regret this down the line, and you're getting pulled in another direction. It's the devil. Not saying she's the devil, but that energy, go back to your family, man. Work that out. It's better in the law. I know you get caught up into that, and you know she might put something on you or whatever, but brother, snap out of it. Your family is more important. I get all that, but don't get lured by that. Oh yeah, they told me about the fireworks. What'd that do? I think I hit the table or something.
I was like, what the hell is going on?
And I saw it on the thing. I think if I do a peace sign and do something else too, I forget what it is. But
mine has never done that. I've never had that. I think, I don't know if the young lady knows he's married, but you know, men that are married tell the woman stuff about the wife that we know is not true. Bless his heart. He says he is divorcing the crazy lady. I want to know if there are any fashion boutiques in the city. I have a special lady coming in for Valentine's Day, and I really
Lord, don't do it, brother.
He said he's divorcing the crazy lady. My thing is this. Yes, Georgia Peach, she did put the clappers on him. But see, this is the thing. And I say this from being being a wife. You know, a wife with 4 children, I cannot imagine. Sister, my hat goes off to you, because 4 children is a lot of children. And it is hard being a mother and raising children. And the husband is running around here wanting to play all day. You're taking care of children.
Listen.
This little young girl don't have any children, and he's not appreciating the fact that the wife is taking care of 4 kids, 4 of his kids.
Brother, I know that stomach don't look like it used to look. I get it. But that stomach is part of your love. That's your love on that.
Tread lightly. You tread lightly.
No, I'm damn right.
Lightly about those stomachs from children. No, you people stop getting people pregnant.
No, this is not a bad thing. I'm saying you got to embrace that you are part of that, and we don't. We have a disconnect with that, and I'm trying to get him and other brothers, like, that's part of us. Don't run from that. I know what these brothers is feeling. Like, and you see this smooth stomach over here, all cocoa butter down. I get it. But that's love over there.
There you go. That's what I'm talking about.
That's love over there. Right over here, that's not love. Get sick. Watch what happens. She ain't gonna be there for you. Answer the cooker. Tell me, man. Don't let something bad happen for you to find out who's really there for you.
Well, I just want to say this. I want to end tonight with this because, you know, my son did his Black History program, and tonight the kids asked, were there any Black love stories, Black History love stories? Oh. And he said Frederick Douglass, because but I feel like, and this I'm sorry, y'all, this did not go the way we wanted it to go. Okay, this Valentine's Day did not go. I did start out by telling you about my amazing relationship. However, it went off road. I can't bring it back. So Frederick Douglass, to me, is the first story of struggle love, because his wife bought his freedom.
He did.
He didn't have any freedom. He was trying. He got captured trying to escape, and she had money, and she bought his freedom. Frederick Douglass's wife then cheated with a white woman. And he spent the rest of his life between those 2 women. And I told Stone he should not have used that as a Black History love story. And he said, let's don't talk about that rest of that story today. But I want to say this. I believe that those stories, for some reason, people have latched onto them and believe that Black women should deal with struggle love. And we shouldn't. We don't have to deal with struggle love. We don't have to deal with a man who uses us, and we're there for him when things are good and he's not appreciating us. And then as soon as he gets sick or as soon as something goes wrong, then he sees our worth. I say today, 2024 Black History Month is the end of struggle love for us as women. We are not putting up with that. We are not being around and holding you down. And you give us your behind the kiss. And then as soon as something goes wrong, you want to realize our worth and give us your good love. We're not taking that. We're not taking it.
How do you know?
How do we know what?
You're 1000% right. But how do you know if he's going to? Somebody's got to put themselves out there, right? To know that. How do we know? How is that tested? Because he might not go the other way. He might stick with you.
Mo, you should know, you should recognize and appreciate the woman from the jump. She should not have to go through hell to be.
I'm saying her.
What do you mean?
Do it and don't be like, what is, like, somebody's got to be the one to be like, you know, it might go bad, but I mean, I'm going to be here for him if he's sick. But if he gets better, you're going to leave him alone. Well, you don't know until you be there for him. How do we know?
Well, just start out doing the right thing. Don't have to put a woman through hell before you realize her worth.
No.
Everybody should start out doing right, both sides. All in Production says you got to be 200 and something if you really want to do something. A little weight don't bother me. King George. What do you feel about that, Mo?
What I feel about what?
being okay with women that are maybe a little bit, have a little weight.
Why are you doing this to me?
It's just the way of the night. It's just the way of the night. All in production said that.
And I rock with All in Productions. I see that. I rock with. We already discussed. I'm 6 foot. I'm 194 pounds. What do you want me to do? I'll tell you what I can do. What I like to do. Since we're gonna go in there, and I know you're trying to be funny. Okay. No, I ain't even gonna say that. I don't know.
Sissy said, "What about a size 18, Mo?"
Here's my thing about. I love bigger people. I'm not mean to them. We have fun. We kid each other. Whatever. My favorite pastime with larger people is watching them cook. That's what I like to do. I like to watch larger people cook. And we have a good time. I don't have to eat their cooking. We just watch each other. I just like to watch them cook breakfast.
Why did you point at me with the cookie?
Huh?
You pointed at me with the cookie?
No, I said cook.
Oh, I thought you said you don't have to eat. Oh, you said you don't have to eat the cooking.
I don't have to eat their cooking. I like to watch bigger people cook.
Why?
Breakfast. Well, number one, I think they're the jolliest when they're cooking, especially breakfast, because chances are they ain't eaten the last 6 to 8 hours, so they're pretty hungry. And while they're pretty hungry and they're making the breakfast, I like to sit and watch because it's entertaining to me. Just like when I go in the club, I like to people watch. I don't have to dance. I don't have to do anything. I sit in the corner and I talk about people and I watch, and it's fun to me when I have someone that says the same type of humor to me. I'm not mean. I don't go over to the people, just like when I like to see bigger people cook breakfast. I think it's entertaining. They dance around the kitchen. They crack eggs. Everything. It's funny to me. It's entertaining. I've seen it all the time. They shaking stuff and whipping stuff up. And when you see that arm going and it's jiggling, that food's going to be good. Trust me. It's going to be very good. And they're doing that. Flipping flapjacks. Catching it from the back. Stuff like that.
That is so stupid. That is stupid.
Other than me and the big person, it just won't work. I'm thin, as y'all told y'all. And as some people pointed out in the comments, I saw you're so thin you could hula hoop through the Cheerios. Mo, I'm surprised I thought you was a thickums. I don't know where y'all get this information from, but I'm on this camera. But I saw the comments. But that's it. I don't think they'll be happy with me. I don't think I'll be comfortable with them. It wouldn't work, but that don't mean they can't be my friends. Crystal's one of my friends. It don't bother me. But that's the thing. I used to always joke.
First of all,
I used to always joke.
wait a minute, because now you're going to make them think, because I don't. Now you're going to make them think that I am a bigger person.
No, you're not. But my joke was always to Crystal. I used to have a joke called 3 cookies. But Crystal never got to all the cookies. And the joke was she ate 3 cookies. She would, I over-exaggerated for the being funny. But she never did. It was just a joke we had between her. Because she would always say I was skinny and this, that, and the other. So
I didn't say you were skinny. I didn't say you were skinny. I was your publicist, and I wasn't aware that your pictures were made you look bigger than you were in person. So when I saw the reality, and I think I gave you a hug one time, and I was like, "Whoa,
whoa! Now you take it too far." and I was probably about 30 pounds less. You taking it too far.
you were definitely 30 pounds lighter. Definitely Definitely. And you were still the same height.
Yeah. What?
I just wanted to point out that the height had not changed, but you were, I'm going to say, about 40 pounds lighter.
That's about right. Okay.
So I just want to point that out. That's all. And that's happy Valentine's Day.
Get off this thing. This thing that went crazy. Christal done messed the whole vibe up in this hotel, and then Mrs. K, she messed it all. Listen, tell stuff.
No, you made some good points. No struggle love for Black women.
Exactly.
No struggle love. I think that hey, you 7 her 3 said Mo got a thinner lower half.
Listen, whoever you are, if I find your name, if you in the, I'm gonna block your ass. Listen.
No. It's all good. We needed this. Happy Valentine's Day. We love y'all. We are family. We are family. Mo. We got now Friday. We're gonna be back, and it's gonna be back. I'll still be here, but I'm gonna get something to plug it in so my computer's a little bit more stable, so we don't have any issues.
Gotcha.
And we're gonna have. I'll try to get a ring light or something, and I will definitely try to fix my hair because I know this is weird. I'm sorry, y'all. Yeah, but to Friday we'll be back watching Ready to Love, and we will be back serious again. Today was fun.
We're gonna see who's officially kicked off. We heard the rumors, but
let's hear the rumors. Somebody said, "Do you wear a size 30 pants?"
I'm not Snoop Dogg thin. Let's be clear.
Don't shame Snoop Dogg. Don't shame him.
Thin like that. And a lot of this was back then. I've gained 40 pounds since then. So yeah.
Just imagine where we were. 40 pounds. No. So yes, he says I was 3 cookies away, and he would always, I pull up and he'll be like, I bet you got 3 cookies in your purse. I know one time.
Can you tell what you had in your purse at one time? Since you brought it up. I wasn't even going to say nothing.
But I was just so angry at myself that I actually let you see the cookies. I did have some lemon cookies in my purse. But anyway, I drive a long way to work. a long drive. I stopped in the Quick Trip, got some cookies, and Mo just happened to see them. But no, this was fun. We all were hanging out on Valentine's Day. Serious talk. I hope you guys had a beautiful day. I hope you realize that love starts with you, and laughter is a good part of love. So I think you got to be able to laugh. Everybody's not going to be your cup of tea. You're not going to be everybody's cup of tea.
Right.
And it's okay. But the right person is out there for you, and it starts with that person in the mirror. Thank y'all. Lemon cookies are the bomb. That's my weakness.
The 21st, if you win the ATL, come on out. 7 o'clock. Free drinks to 8. Come through. Open bar to 8. Come through.
Open bar from 7 to 8. We have a performance. It's going to be an artist is going to perform some relationship records that are hot. We got guys. We got Rob that was here last week and a half ago. We got some surprises, and we're going to do a lot of giveaways. We got a lot of dope giveaways for that night for questions. We're going to play some games. It's going to be dope. So please come out. We're going to do this again. If you guys aren't in Atlanta, make sure that you are planning to go to Essence, because we're going to do a big show for Essence. It's going to be a big relationship recap with Christal and Scorpio Moe at Essence. And yes, when our Rome, the men are going to be there. We're going to have Phil. We have Kenneth from Put a Ring on It. We got a bunch of guys coming out. We got Mo, we got Rob, we got a bunch of guys. So y'all come out and let's just have a good question. But yeah, definitely, there are definitely going to be guys in the building. We'll have music, And so we're gonna, yes, Phil is still coming. He is confirmed. We're gonna I'll put up a reel tomorrow with all the guys that are gonna be there, so everybody can see who's gonna be there on next Wednesday. And we'll try to do a broadcast with some of the questions for y'all. Y'all are off the chain. I'm not gonna read the chat no more. If you're just watching this and you did not see the live chat, I apologize for the fact that we went all the way around, in a circle, but it's all good. It's all love. Hopefully you were entertained. Check out that article on Collider on Love is Blind. Mo and I are going to do a special on Love is Blind on Saturday. So stay tuned. On Friday, we'll let you guys know what time to tune in on Saturday for that, so we can have a conversation about that, all in preparation of our Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus event next Wednesday. All right. We love y'all. Get to bed so you can go to work in the morning. And we will see you guys on Friday at 10 o'clock. Now, throw that ass in a circle. Okay.
What the? Hey, y'all. All right. Good night. Happy Valentine's Day.